Hey, happy Monday. I hope you had a great 4th of July weekend and stayed safe and enjoyed the lovely weather, at least on Sunday. Saturday wasn't bad, but Sunday was great. And I hope you had a chance to think about how you went after Jesus, where he was leading you, how you were chasing him, what showed up in your life. If something happened, I'd love to hear about it. Shoot me an email. And we can sort of discern together where God seems to be leading you. Because this is one thing I can tell you for sure. Without a shadow of a doubt, God is serious about your life. Your life is no joke. Your life plays an important part in this big old puzzle that God has put together for creation. And right now we're at a wildly interesting time to be alive, to be a Christian, to be in community, to be in unity, to be faithful, to know love. We study the Bible and it tells us about it. And it's interesting because now we're in chapter 12 of the Gospel of John, beginning at verse 20. And we're going to see sort of what Jesus is talking about, right? In how we're all called into divine relationship with God. Let's read. Now, among those who went up to worship at the festival were some Greeks. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, and they said to him, "Sir, we wish to see Jesus." I wonder why they went up to Philip, who was from Galilee. Why does that matter? Why did they not go to a Pharisee? So it's interesting because what they recognized in Philip, remember Philip right there with Jesus and Andrew, the first disciple. He's the one that invited Nathanael in, and Nathanael said, well, nothing good can come out of Galilee. And Philip said, come and see. Right? Philip had this really open spirit. And he was from outside the power structure of the temple and the Jewish community in Jerusalem. And maybe to the Greeks who came there, he seemed more accessible, more open. So anyway, the Greeks come and they said, "Sir, we wish to see Jesus." Wish to see Jesus. Philip went and told Andrew, and Andrew and Philip then went and told Jesus. So those two were buddies. We see that from the very beginning. And Jesus answers them, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified." Remember glory? Glory is pointing the thing that points to the thing that discloses the honor and worth of a person. So Jesus is saying something's going to happen that is going to point to my honor and my worth, my glorification. Very truly I tell you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains just a single grain. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Those who love their life will lose it, and those who hate their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, there will my servant be also. Whoever serves me, the Father will honor. And so Jesus, again here, in a very clear way, is drawing a distinction for us about how our lives work, right? We bear fruit. We're a single seed, you and I. And then our life, right, as we give up our life, because whether we want to give up our life or not, our life's going away. That body heading towards the grave. It's the way we're made. But, right, that's not the end of us. And so we run the race that has been given us, as Paul says, to let our lives, our singleness, bear fruit all over the place. That's what Jesus does too. When he dies, of course, then he is resurrected. He changes the world in a way that's, well, pretty significant. But we can do the same thing. And it's interesting here, we see that he says this, a single seed bears much fruit. You have to give up your life, this life, so you can have that eternal life. You die to the necessity of the things that end up in the grave, to the greater things of the Spirit. But he also indicates here that it is an inclusive picture. It's a picture that sweeps out to include not just the Jewish community, not just the Jewish community in Jerusalem and Galilee, but even the Greeks, right? And you can read in that, even the Greeks or people from all over the world. So I guess what I would invite you to consider is, what does it mean for you who love your life will lose it, or hate your life in this world will keep it for eternal life. What do you think about when Jesus says you need to give up your life here to achieve your eternal relationship with God? I wonder. Let's leave it at that. Gives us something to consider between now and when I see you tomorrow. But until then, know that I pray for you. Know that I love you. And peace upon your soul.